Abojo, Asema, Nibagaden, Miigwetch, Anishinabek. I was, I'm being asked about our drum, the Four Thunders, Niwan Nimki, Four Thunders. That drum came to get his name because we have boys that are from all different directions from the north, the east, south, and the west. We didn't know what to call ourselves, but we seen who we were and where we came from, so we decided to say Four Thunders. At the time, I was traveling alone and meeting another guy, and it was hard for us to sing, and these guys, they were around, and every time they heard me singing, they came and jumped in to try to help me out. Finally, they started to learn all the songs. Now they know, geez, I bet you over 100 songs they know. Not only powwow songs, they know sacred song, they know big drum songs, they know those Lord songs, they know Sundance songs. So they know pretty well almost all that is needed sometimes in a ceremony that we go to. We sing at funerals, weddings. So we do the whole thing. And it's a lot of fun to do that. And it's important for us as Anishinabek to be able to do all of those things because sometimes when people aren't able to sing certain songs, they feel like they're left out. They're unable to sing. But these guys, we are asked to sing a song, we're able to do that. And all the songs, they all know what they mean. So all I gotta do sometimes, I'm getting to a point where sometimes I can't remember. And all I have to do is ask one of the guys, how's this song go? How's this song? And I give them the meaning about it, and they're able to start it out. So what else do you? If you want to ask a few questions, you go right ahead and.
Yeah, Bujo, it was an honor to hear your drum and your teachings throughout the gathering here. And this is the Great Lakes Gathering of Indigenous elders and
Mm,
medicine. And as you were sharing stories of songs and how sacred they are and how they should be respected.
yes.
And I did record a few songs and I'll be sharing them and respectfully
Yeah, I just hope when you do share these songs, whether it be on YouTube or whatever you're doing, that when you hear these songs, I just ask that you sing them the way we sing them. Don't try to change it. I was told by my father, when a person teaches you a song about whatever it is, says when you do sing it that way, because if you don't, he says you take the spirit right out of that song, and it's not as strong as it was when it's sung right. So do that. Try to sing it right. Even though you might say, "Oh, that's not the way to say this or that. That's not the way we sing it. Maybe we sing it a little different." But no. But if you're gonna sing the song from wherever you find it from us that we sing, try to sing it that way. I see a lot of times our people that take these songs and they do it for their own good. Maybe they can't get that low or that high, or they can't say a certain word, so they kind of make a different song or do it a little different. So once in a while you wonder what are they singing about. And I tell you, it's not very much nowadays now, but a long time ago, when the old people, they used to come to these drums and they used to ask you, what are you singing about? What are you singing? Hopefully, you're able to tell them what you're singing. Because I've seen people, the old people, stop drums because they didn't know what they were singing about. And sometimes they were singing a sacred song or some song that didn't even wasn't the right song for the purpose of what they were asking about. So try to understand and learn what the song is all about and when you can use it. There are certain songs that I requested from you that you don't tape because they're very sacred. They're very sacred and they came directly from our Creator. So I ask you not to sing those kinds of songs. So and but we're glad that if you can use these songs, hopefully I was able to tell you what they meant when I was singing them or after I was singing them, that you can use them in a good way. It's an honor for me to hear those songs again come from somebody else, and that's great.
And just a little bit to back up, would just tell us who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Oh, my name is Jingo Gijik. What that means is at nighttime when there's a thunderstorm coming, you see them lightnings coming, and a lot of them come and they make a great big bright light. That's who I am. That light, the bright light. That's what I was told. This name meant Jingo Gijik. My other name is Jim Williams. I'm from the Lac Butazar tribe of Lake Superior Indians. They're from Waters Meet, Michigan, and I'm from the Bear Clan. And there's a lot of Bear Clan people over there, and I've been walking this way a long time, and sometimes it gets hard, especially with our own people. We don't have too many of them that walk this way, not all the time, but there's a few, and hopefully someday that we can have more people to start walking this way and learning about our way. I was talking to my relations. I says, I just hope that you don't live to regret that you haven't come and talk to me a little bit. That some of the things that I have to say that you can use in your life and in your way in your walk. So maybe it'll work. It'll work. And I always got hope for people. I don't try not to say they're not going to do it. Maybe someday they'll come this way, and that'll be good.
Miigwetch. So, as for children, if you were to say and share a message for our listeners as children and young adults, would you have a sharing to bring them in and keep them strong and to connect with this good way?
We've been talking about how can we get our young people, our children. How can we do that? How can we get them interested in it? We're so involved in this technical world now that the young people are got phones and everything else. I just hope that it would be good that when parents have their children, when you're going to these ceremonies, when you go to ceremony, bring your children along. And sometimes, our children they run around and they do all kinds of things, and you're hollering out. Don't holler, and let them be children, because they're doing what they're meant to do. And I know that if you bring them, they're going to pick something up, and they'll always be there. They say, "Oh, my parents are going to something, and we can go, and maybe we'll learn a little bit more." But it's hard. It's hard nowadays to get our young people to come to these things and go to sweat lodges, go to pipe ceremonies. But maybe as a young child, if you start there, as they grow older, they'll find more interest in it. I know back home sometimes some of our kids, you start talking about spirituality, and it's not too cool sometimes. They're not quite interested in it because they're just experiencing new things. But hopefully that you can say the right words, and maybe they'll get interested in this way, so that when they get old, that they won't have to worry. Where's all this stuff at? As a young person, they got young minds, and they learn faster. I know I took me a long time to get going, and finally when I woke up, I said, "Where did all my young life go to? Where'd it go? Now I got. It was a good thing. I was blessed that I was brought up like this, but I fell away for a little while, but I remembered a lot of the things that were taught to me as a child and all the different ceremonies. So, but that I was lucky, and hopefully that we can get other young people interested in it, and they'll start walking this way. It's a good walk.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I'd like to just say miigwetch there, Jim, for your sharing and
Hmm.
your teaching throughout the conference or the gathering actually of our
Yeah.
elders of the Great Lakes and medicine stories. And you know, this was our first time bringing this together, and
Hmm.
for you to come and be a part of it and share that drum. And a lot of people don't get to witness the drum outside of like powwow, and
Yes.
maybe you could share a little bit of that, like with the traditional drums and modern drums and.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you get these. There's powwow drums, and there's big drums. There's water drums. There's hand drums. A lot of times they're used for different ceremonies and different purposes. But a lot of our high drum, our traditional drums are, a long time ago it was all we had was band drums. But now all the traditional drums are coming back, and they use them. I know a lot of them use them in a good way. A lot of them use them for contests. I personally don't believe in contests, but there's other people that enjoy it, so okay, it's all right. It's all right. And some of the water drums are sacred things. Hand drums, they use them up north a lot. And what the heck, it's all right as long as you respect the drum that you're using, respect the songs that you are singing, and enjoy it, and it's a very powerful thing. I know when we sing, if you go outside like that, you can feel that heartbeat of that drum. Everything moves, everything dances in it because they enjoy the sound of that drum. We have women that sing with us because it makes it complete, men and women singing and being together, and makes it one. So that's and there's a it's good.
Hmm.
It's hard to really pin it down, and in this language say how it really feels, because the feeling comes from your heart, makes you feel good inside. I see one woman, she was non-Indian, and she talked to me. She says, "Why?" She says, "Every time I hear that drum, something inside of me, I really feel good. It just makes me wanna do something. I should just move a little bit." So yeah, it's good life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything in closing, my friend?
Well, I just ask everyone in my language. I say, "Ndaso gishik miigwetch Gida bimadazawan." In other language, it says, "Every day, be thankful for your life." Miigwetch.
Miigwetch.